can you actually kind of give us an introduction to that, some of the concepts you think are super important to know about? Because I think, if I'm sure there is people out there who maybe are interested to probably speed up their program or do something special with something like C, but I would like for you to kind of give a quick
Yes.
introduction because it is quite different compared to C and C++.
Yeah. One of the selling points, of course, for us is just the memory safety, which is like the first thing all of the big company right now is serving for. So Rust has the memory safety. So the basic concept of the memory safety, I guess, is the ownership concept or the ownership principle. So you must learn how the rules of the ownership works, and once you have this, I guess you most of the Rust programming will be easy. And I don't say the ownership is just a blocking. There is also the data racing and a lot of things you usually do in other programming language and you didn't notice. Like in Java, I guess you can send values between thread and it will automatically have a reference count for it, or Swift, for example. But in Rust, you need to explicitly say that you need like a atomic reference count for uh, for your data, for example. But aside from that, just learn how the ownership works. Don't fight the board checker, because if you fight the board checker, you will cry at the end. Just if you could like just slap clone everywhere and start the make it work, then think about how to remove these clones if it is not needed, of course. Because usually this is not really a big issue for us, but once you make it work, now you can optimize on it.
Yeah, I agree. It took me quite some time to wrap my head around the borrow check and everything else. Like I
Hmm.
felt like more than three-quarters of my day was just trying to figure out how the heck can I write this simple thing or what I think was
Hmm.
simple.
Yeah.
But after you get into it, it's like, okay, this is pretty easy and okay. And actually, I kind of feel bad when I do use the clone, but sometimes you have to use clone.
No, no, no. It is really the smart thing you can do. Just use clone at first. Of course, if you set a structure, it's just cloning without mutating the data. Because if you clone some data structure or some struct, for example, it's totally separate from the original one. So you can't clone and then mutate. Of course, it will not mutate the old copy. But anyway, starting with clones is just the first thing you can do to make it work. And even for me, after years of working with Rust, I still have some problem with Bullet Checker recently, but it's not an issue because, of course, the lifetime issues you will get in when you're writing really solid software. You will face a lot of issue about this. But for simple things, just start with clones and make it work, then optimize.